Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the Jake Shell Show. It's another Saturday episode of our live stream. Okay? Um I'm late. I know. I am deeply sorry. Okay? It took longer than I expected to help my sister move. Ugh. Such a pain, bro. I'm so exhausted. I haven't had any caffeine all day. I got my white monster here, and I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna push through for you guys and the channel. All right. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep sitting in my chair right now, but we can't have that. I'm gonna be honest. I scheduled this stream um, before I even thought about the fact that I was helping my sister move today, this morning. Whew. So woke up at 5:30, got there at 6, picked up the U-Haul, packed all of her freaking furniture. Oh my god. So much furniture. 2 loads of a U-Haul worth of furniture. And here we are. Hopped in the shower, grabbed my monster, and yeah. Ignore that first stream that popped up. I'm gonna go and delete that right now, actually, because that little technical difficulties. I don't have to explain it to you. I don't have to explain why it happened. I was about to, but I don't have to. I'm deleting it right now, so you're not even gonna see it. Delete forever. Delete forever. So, many of you joining currently have probably seen the title here. Hey, Andrew, my boy Swifty. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Appreciate you joining. Many of you have seen the title there. We're going to talk about what we can expect to see. Okay, so Swifty can't read, so I'm going to explain it to you. We're going to see if we can predict exactly what we think we're going to see for this set 5 meta. Okay? To me, I feel like, not just to me, this isn't just a personal belief, but it's important to understand what is out there, what decks are good, what archetypes are really strong in whatever moment that you're playing in, so you can understand exactly what to rep into, exactly what to test a new deck idea into, right? Like if the Vader 4 is taking over the world and your deck does terrible against Vader 4, then you shouldn't play that deck. You know what I mean? So it's important to understand what's out there and what's good. So not necessarily you could switch to that said meta, but you can play around it and you know, actually build something that can answer these different problems, right? So, gosh, I have a lot of shit on my desktop. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a folder called desktop shit, so you don't have to see all this. And I'm going to put everything that's on my desktop into this folder. Because we're going to be looking at my desktop a little bit, okay? Activation. Capture HD. Okay, I guess this stuff just copied into desktop shit. So I think I could just delete this. Yep, this stuff's getting deleted. Delete. Why can't I delete this? Oh, I think it's because it grouped in the recycle bin with it. Can't delete the recycle bin. Okay. We got desktop shit. We have this new handy dandy notepad. Right? We're getting fucking fancy with it, friends. We're gonna take notes on Notepad. New text document parentheses 2, baby. Brother, that mustache. Thank you. Wow, I appreciate that. Last time I shaved, I just kept the stash, and then it's all growing back in, but I'm gonna shave again. I'll keep the stash for a while. Appreciate you. I'm over set 5. When can we start talking about the set 6 meta? We need to talk about the set 5 meta. Yeah, honestly, it's hilarious that like we're already talking about set 5 meta, and like the set 5 not even out yet. We're gonna have pre-release next weekend, right? It's kind of insane. I'm over set 5. I'm over. Let's just skip the Galactic Championship, right? Excuse me. We're gonna use some Microsoft Paint too. So, when talking about any meta, probably the most important thing is to think about deck archetypes, right? What are the different deck archetypes, right? If we focus on like this graph, right? We have like this spectrum. And you know what? Oh my god, is it really? Oh, just undo. Okay. We have like a spectrum, right? We'll go this way. Fuck the pencil, dude. Oh my god. We have a bar. This is our line graph. Okay? We got some arrows at the end. It's important to define, you know, what we're talking about here. Right over, let's say, right here, we have what we like to call aggro. Right? All the way to the left. We call that aggro. The aggressive, super quick decks. Okay? Now here, we have mid-range. Fucking hell. We're working on my paint handwriting. Mid. And then here we have like control, right? And everything in between, right? You have like, you know, stuff in between here. Maybe it's soft control. It's not quite all the way to the right. It's not quite directly in the middle. It's a little bit of a grindier mid-range, right? It's my white monster. I'm exhausted from moving today. I need this to function. Now, when I look at a meta, I like to think of like a couple decks in each of these categories, right? Because ultimately, we want our deck to be able to play really, really well into at least 2 out of 3 of these sections, right? I know my graphics are so good, I probably should take commissions. I probably should. And if you guys know me, I want to have a deck that's good into all three of these, right? But we can't always have that. So I like to start with one side of this spectrum when I'm thinking about the deck I want to play, or I'm thinking about a meta. It's like, okay, what's the gatekeeper from, like, you know, aggro, right? What's gatekeeping us in the aggro section, right? What decks answer that really well in the mid-range section? And then what control decks answer those mid-range decks, right? And I like to, you know, you could be somewhere in between, and that's fine. But it's important that we consider three main archetypes when considering a meta. So let's go to our handy dandy text document. I think it's this one. What the hell's this one? Why is there two open? Our handy dandy text document. We're going to have aggro, mid-range, control. Now, I think there are tons of decks that can fall into either of these categories. But when I'm thinking of, like, what are the main aggro decks that we're going to see, right? I like to usually start with aggro. I like to start thinking about, can my deck beat this aggro deck? Or is it just completely screwed into it? Now, in previous sets, right? Sets 1 through 3, the main aggro gatekeeper has always been Sabine. It's always been Sabine. And it's been, you know, variations of Sabine. We've always had, like, yellow. Obviously, the big one is ECL, right? These are been, like, the two main Sabine lists, right? Now, Sabine is still a problem, and it's still going to be a huge relevant deck, so we keep that in this section, right? Now, I see Swifty says Vader 5, Pawn 2 ECL. I think you mean Vader 4. We're getting to it. We're getting to it, all right? Hold your horses. Since set 4, we've had a new contender enter this aggro gatekeeping range. And the other very scary aggro deck is Vader 4. And this is mostly in yellow, right? Now, Vader 4 is easily one of the most aggressive decks. If we were to pinpoint Vader 4 on this, like, spectrum, it would probably be, like, somewhere over here. Like, it's so aggressive, right? It's literally the epitome of aggro. It's like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm just going to freaking flood the board with space units and just destroy. And you could argue that it could slip into here, right? Because it's got answers like Waylay. It's got tempo answers like No Good to Me Dead. It's got Barrage to clear a board, right? So it has answers to other aggro decks, and it can race by using these kind of tempo events and different things to help it against more aggressive stuff. So usually when you have stuff that answers aggro, you are probably more in the tempo range, like a little bit above aggro. But Vader is like so fast, so fast. You're losing by resource 5 or resource 6 if you can't deal with their board. And to me, that's like one of the most aggressive decks you can possibly have, right? I think it's faster Or let's see. I think it's less worried about interaction than Sabine is. Right? So it could just pile drive you even if you're trying to like stop it with space units or events or whatever. But these are the two main aggro lists that I'm going to say are like the gatekeepers of aggro. And Swifty mentioned Han2 ECL. I think that's more of a mid-range strategy. I think it could be similar to like the Sabine style game plan, but I don't necessarily think that's a gatekeeper of aggro, right? And, you know, I could be wrong. This is my opinion. I want to focus on as few decks as possible. So if we can keep it to like 1 or 2 decks in each of these, I think that's the game plan. Because you can't... If you can answer Vader 4, you're probably going to be fine against Han2 ECL. Or Sabine ECL, if you feel good against Sabine ECL, you're probably pretty decent against Han2 ECL. You know what I'm saying? So there's kind of a redundancy with some of these decks. Now, the mid-range section, the mid-range sort of gatekeepers are going to be the decks that spawn because they're answering these prevalent aggro decks, right? So what answers these aggro decks? That's the question. What are we going to see in mid-range? The mid-range decks we see are probably also decks that are trying to answer these control decks, right? It's going both ways, right? Mid-range can be trying to, it could be trying to answer control, or it could be shifting this way, trying to answer aggro better, right? And I think mid-range is a very important place to look at. So I'm actually going to skip it for now, because we have to understand what is aggro, what is control, and then the mid-range fills in the pieces in between. Like, what answers both of those things, right? So to me, I think the biggest, baddest boogeyman of control right now, and it's been prevalent in set 4, all of set 4, the main control list is going to be, and people argue this isn't control, but for this sake, it's control. Even if it's like soft control, I think it's control. It's these blue-green villain archetype, and this has been around since the beginning of the game. This is another thing that's been around since set 1. This blue-green villain. It's not quite super hard control, right? Yeah, I see some people talking about Kira Data Vault. Don't you dare say Kira. Yeah, so the big bad of the control and the thing you're going to want to worry about the most being able to answer is probably blue-green villain. And there's also argument for even harder control, even further to the right of our little chart here. Bosk Blue, I'm going to put it here for sake of going through this. Bosk Blue is very, very strong. But I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as blue-green villain. I think this is something you should be prepared for. And you should see, I mean, a handful of people are going to play this, right? And they're going to be very, very good at it. But I think the main list you're going to want to focus on is blue-green villain. But this style, this Bosk Blue, this like red-blue villain style, is something that tries to answer the blue-green villain control, right? It goes further control than blue-green villain, trying to go over the top of them, right? So it's one of those decks that if you see it and you have a bad matchup into it and you're like, shit, this is my bad matchup, it might not be a toss-up, but like, maybe that's not so bad to have that as your terrible matchup, right? But I think blue-green villain is going to be very, very important to prep for. So just for the sake of talking about a meta, we're talking about the most popular decks in these categories, okay? So blue-green villain is the big bag boogeyman of control, right? And I'd say if you're going like ECL, blue-green villain, you're probably going to be somewhere closer to the middle. Maybe like right here. But if you're playing like Kira Data Vault, then you're going like all the way to like true control, right? And you could go even further with it with some like Iden Data Vault running around, right? That's like over here, right? So I hope this chart is nice to look at. I wish I knew how to like, there we go. Okay, so when I'm making decks, when I'm building stuff, I like to stick around mid-range. Tempo to mid-range. I don't like to just completely lose to one side or the other. I like to have answers for aggro. I like to have answers for control. A lot of times, since aggro is typically more important, I'll build my main deck specifically more for aggro, and then my sideboard will come in and help me against control. But more I think about it, it's like, well, what happens if you lose game 1 against control? You're gonna have less time in game 2 and 3. So you might think maybe you build your main board more for control, less for aggro, sideboards for aggro. I started doing that as well. It depends. Depends on which one you hate more. But this is how I like to build. And this is how I like to think about metas. So if we're going to build a deck, we're going to have something in the mid-range. We're going to have to be decent into aggro. We're going to have to be decent into control, right? Sabine, Vader 4, and then blue-green villain. Now, most of this so far is based on set 4, right? It's based on set 4. It's based on those results. It's based on what's going to be good and still good. What's going to still be good. None of these decks really need any changes. Like blue-green villain, they get that Sentinel ship, the TIE Supremacy, right? They get the new Vader, okay? But like nothing from the core of this archetype is changing. Nothing from the core archetype of these aggro decks is changing. Obviously, there will be new aggro decks that pop up. Obviously, there will be new control decks that pop up that we've never seen before that use the Force and all that jazz. But so far, I think mid-range is the most shaken up by set 5. Based on what we've seen so far, based on what we've seen through playtesting, through you guys seeing on my streams, I think mid-range is going to be the most shaken up. And I think the scariest stuff coming out of set 5 for mid-range is the stuff that has game into aggro and it has game into control, just naturally. That's what I think most people should do, is adjust the meta decks and make them better. 100%. Take set 4 meta, adjust those decks for the new stuff. What are we doing, and what are you... and are you going to Worlds? Yes, I'm going to Worlds. Right now, we're talking about the meta potential for Worlds, okay? So, right now, I think the biggest mid-range decks are going to be these, like, hand hate, force throw bullshit type decks, right? It's unfortunate, but I ultimately think those are going to be the best mid-range decks. Because the hand hate does really well in control, and then you already naturally have good game into aggro just because of how some of these decks are set up. And the first one that comes to mind is like red blue hero. I think these are going to be so popular. And just talking with my playtesting buddies and my friends and like the people who are very good at this game, a lot of them think red blue hero is going to be very popular, right? Just based on what we're seeing online, based on how good these decks perform. Yeah, blue red heroism, cunning red. Okay, yeah, something like Quinlan. We'll talk about that. And I think the examples of the red blue hero would be like the best would be like Anakin or On 2. I think these are the most prevalent and the best. Is this big enough? Is this font big enough? Are you guys able to see this okay? It's hard for me to tell in my little preview window because it looks kind of small. Oh, I need to turn my fan on, dude. So, yes. Okay, so it's smaller, it looks good. I think Anakin Blue, you honestly can just swap out hero. Swap and hero out. Just depends on what the player wants to accomplish. Swap any hero out for blue-red. Oh, like don't even say hero? Well, here's what I think. I think this is its own archetype. Or let's say red, blue, and hate. And we're gonna say Anakin, Hantu, and Alzin. Oh, I see. So heroes. So this is what I'll do. Red, blue, hero, and hate. This is a specific archetype, right? Anakin and Hantu probably do this the best. Green is great too. And that's a different archetype, right? Red, blue, hero, hand hate. Actually, screw it. Red, hero, hand hate. Red, hero, hand hate. We're talking any deck that's prioritizing force. Red, force, hero, hand hate. Anakin, Hantu, blue / green. I think those are the two. Or Ray red, right? Ray red. This is a lot. I feel like red force hero hand hate is good enough. These are just examples, right? Etc. Anything that's running red hero that runs force throw, right? Force throw is dumb. That's this archetype. That's this archetype. Red force hero hand hate, Anakin / Hantu, blue / green, Ray red, etc. Force throw is dumb. That's the archetype. Print it. It's good. I think that. Oh, even like Quinlan Tarkentown, which doesn't prioritize the force as much, but like that's gonna be so good with force throw, right? That's why I'm like, you just put all red blue into the same spot. Most will play the same list. Yeah, so it's not even red blue. It's just force throw. Let's name it force throw archetype. That's too short. That's too short. This is much better, much more legible, much more detailed, right? Now that I think about it, though, I think like red blue and red green are going to play much differently, though. But I think you play around them similarly. You play around them very similarly. Because ultimately they are just trying to discard your freaking hand. And I think these, like, define the meta. If we had to choose 3 things to define the meta, this would be it. And the stuff that goes in between, like, Force Throw is going to be everywhere. We already know it. Most of the mid-range decks are going to be prioritizing Force Throw, I think. Everything else is stuff you're trying to counter this stuff, right? These will be the most popular 3 things. Hero Green wants to flood the board via Home Wand, Kelleran, Ewing, etc. Yeah, so that's a different thing as well. But I think you can group them together. You have to be able to play against Green Hero and Blue Hero, Red Hero. I think Hero, the reason it's so good... The reason it's so good is because, like, let's just look at Hero, Red... No, let's just look at Hero. Hero, and we're going to say Trait Force. Now, Hero Force units are so good for their resource cost. And that's why set 1, set 2, set 3, the only decks, even set 4, the only decks running Force Throw are hero decks. They have the best Force units through the curve, right? Obviously, Villain has like Vader and all the big stuff, Maul, right? We have big Force units, Palpatine. But these just curve so well with the Force. And then you get into like the Clone Wars stuff, and you don't really have any representation here. Plo Koon, obviously, is amazing. But then we get into set 5, and like, man, these blue heroes, Yaddle, Ezra, 3/5 for 3 Force, come on. Iterant Warrior, Gunji, Obi-Wan, this is green now. And then you have great top end with Kelleran and Yoda. And then red is just fucking cracked. Like, Adi Gallia, you have this 2/4 again. If you run red-blue, you have 2/4s with the Force that use the Force. We got Ki-Adi Mundi, which is one of the best cards in the set. Mace Windu, great top end, right? And they all have the Force, or the Force trait. They use the Force really well. You know, Youngling Padawan, Vernestra, this is yellow, a little more aggressive side of things, right? But like, you just have a great unit on each resource with the Force trait. So like, I think mid-range really just dives into Force Throw. Because Force Throw is very, very good. And historically, it's been very, very good, even with far less Force units. Now, if you have a Force unit for every single, like, resource, every single turn you play a Force unit, like, you're going to have Force Throw online every single freaking time, all day long. That's scary. That's a scary threat. And it's super scary because this Force Throw hand hate archetype, right? We also have, what's his name? Jedi in hiding, right? Oh. Search. Just extra discard. Like, between Force Throw, Pillage, Jedi in hiding, and all the access to force units you have, Kiadi Mundi to draw you cards, you're discarding their cards, drawing yourself cards. Like, come on, dude. It's tough for control to do its thing and actually stomp on mid-range in that sense. And if you're just have so much hand hate. And that's what makes this archetype so appealing. And that's why I think it's probably the most important mid-range deck to test against and to be able to beat. And we already know, like, the likes of Anakin, Han 2, Rey, Quinlan, these do very well into aggro. It's proven, right? Anakin trades up very well. Han 2 plays units above curve, which is crazy, right? Rey plays little units, buffs them, but she has so much restore, right? Especially in blue. Like, blue-red is kind of nutty. And then Quinlan obviously pinging everything, and Tarkin Town is crazy. I think Quinlan Tarkin Town is going to be so good. It's going to be scary. And yeah, I think Control's going to have a tough time, like, actually controlling mid-range here. So I think probably the most important section to worry about is mid-range. I would start with, can my deck beat aggro? Can my deck beat Vader Force Sabine? Because they're going to be everywhere. And then I'd say, can my deck beat blue-green villain? If it could beat both of those, that's solid. But I think the one section you definitely don't want to lose to is the mid-range section here. You definitely don't want to just forfeit your games to this force throw madness, right? You have to be able to play into that. So when I'm building stuff, when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, okay, I do well into this, I do well into this, how do I solve this? And I'm always thinking about these three pillars here. Would you guys agree that these might be like the top three kind of big archetypes? I know I put Sabine and Vader for, but I think it's important to have both of those because it's like one's ground heavy, one's space heavy. I think there's going to be a space aggro, there's going to be a ground aggro. The mid-range is going to be taken up by force throw, and control is going to be mostly blue-green villain. Ryan agrees. Shout out to Ryan. And keep in mind, this is so early. Such early testing. Usually, you kind of have a prediction. You've thought about it a little bit, right? You predict, and then tournaments start happening, and the meta evolves. Right? Everybody starts deciding to answer, okay, this guy's winning tournaments all the time. How do I beat that deck? And then the meta kind of shifts, and it becomes this different beast. But with Galactics, it's going to be the Wild West, right? There's going to be no tournaments to prove any deck's worth, and all we're going to see is, like, the day of. And if I'm showing up to Galactics, I'm going to have proven myself against these decks, right? Or play one of them, I don't know. That is why I like the Boss Green. It is really good into those three deck types. See, and that's brilliant. If you have something that's good in all three of these deck types, that's something you want to rep. That's something you want to lock into. Deadpool built an Anakin yellow deck. The discard effects with the red force payoffs might be good. Yes, red yellow is included in this red force hero hand hate, I think. Red yellow's nuts. And I think it's like, okay, you can go the force route where you actually grab the force token, or you just play Quinlan Tarkin Town. And it's a very similar strategy, but you just don't care about getting the force. And that's another thing. That's another thing is we don't know exactly how good the force is going to be, right? I think aggro will be important because at the start of the new meta, it is the most played style. Exactly. People don't want to think about how to beat the other decks. They just want to have their game plan and stick to it, right? And I think that's a solid strategy going into a brand new meta. And so I think aggro, I think you're right. I agree with this, that aggro is going to be important to to counter. The only thing is there is no upgrades for boss data as there is only Bendu. Yeah, so that's the thing is a lot of decks, it's interesting. A lot of decks that don't get anything, like Sabine ECL is a great example. A lot of decks that don't get anything from a new set still dominate. And as long as the new decks that come out from the set aren't super oppressive to that deck, then you're gonna do fine, right? Like I think for set 3, or yeah, set 4, the start of the meta, it was like, oh god, Django's gonna be everywhere, right? Django Target Town. If you're a Sabine player, it's like that might fuck me up. So you might have to, maneuver around that. But for this, I think the Django of this new coming set is going to be the force throw stuff. Pretty much all force throw stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's always a bad thing to not have any upgrades for a deck. Like Cad's a great example. He has a few ships that are underworld, right, in red. And then other than that, there's really nothing. Tip the Scale is another good one, right? Other than that, like, there's not much that Cad got, but there's not much that Cad really needs to change. So, like, there's a couple new cards like this Nile Marauder, the Interceptor, Strike Ship. I think this is all good stuff. And you could possibly play this Row dude, double their raid, shit like that. So not much change, but it's already a good deck. It's already a good archetype. And I think Tarkin Town is going to be really strong into the Force. Right? So when we talk about the Force, when we talk about decks that rely... Arsing's a big one, yes. When we talk about the Force, it's like, how good is it to rely on the Force? Because ultimately, a lot of your Force cards, it's like, they're really, 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 really good when you have the Force. And when you're using the Force, payoff, right? But if you get shut out of actually having the Force, your units suck, right? Your units that need the Force just suck. They're just not as good on curve. So there is a real scenario where like Cad Tarkin Town, Quinlan Tarkin Town, these Tarkin Town decks that can ping your turn 1, Tarkin Town it, kill it. You're not going to have the Force for turn 2 if you're using the Force base, right? So there's a real scenario where these Force decks become so prevalent, and then all of a sudden Tarkin Town becomes the base of choice because you could just kill your opponent's turn 1 play. That's where it's like you're getting a couple steps ahead of the meta, and it's like, okay, then how do I fight Cad Tarkin Town and Quinlan Tarkin Town if those are going to be the main mid-range decks? If those are going to beat these Force mid-range decks, right? It's interesting to start considering that stuff. Like, how can I stop my opponent from getting the Force? And I think, honestly, we haven't seen a whole lot of that yet. Because online, we're just seeing a lot of Force versus Force decks, right? Everybody's playing the new Force stuff. So there's not many people trying to just counter the Force stuff. Everybody wants to try the new stuff. So that's why it's really hard to predict this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why personally, like, I'm leaning into like Cad and not Quinlan. I haven't tried really Quinlan yet, but I think Cad and Virgin's Temple is really interesting. Virgin's Temple, right? You saw me playing it on stream this last week. You can get the Force just by having 4 more health. You don't have to attack with something, so it's much harder to prevent. But then again, Cad and Quinlan, they ping once, and then you don't get the Force. So that shit sucks, right? Same with something like Talzin. I'd say this is like the main villain Force combination is like a Talzin red, because you could use like Force Throw and shit like that. So it's kind of similar to the hero side, but your units just don't curve as well as hero units. Like, the hero units are just going to outvalue you. But this is good for different reasons, right? This is a little bit more in the above mid-range section. It can grind out really well, right? So like this Anakin is like a good example of what we might see as like a popular meta hero deck that uses Force Throw. I recently threw in the Force Lightnings. I don't know how popular that'll be, but I'm experimenting with out of aspect villain cards to trigger Anakin. I don't know if that's going to be good. That's probably not going to be in like the main majority of these types of decks. So you can ignore that if you want. But it seems good to me. I haven't really tried it that much. I was trying Power of the Dark Side as well. I think Power of the Dark Side for 5's not bad. But it gets a little clunky sometimes. So I was like, Force Lightning for 2. And then each additional is 2 damage. I don't know. The Force is weird. As there's really no big payoff for having it. The only card that is good for having the Force is Yoda and Mace. Like, there's no broken card that uses the Force. Deadpool says, yeah, he built it like I did. Nice. Force Choke is basically takedown. Yeah, Force Choke is another good one to try out of aspect. Because it costs 1 less, so it's going to cost 3. So, in terms of cards that are broken that utilize the Force, I think it's mostly, the extra discard, drawing 2, Kiadimundi's crazy, Mace, you can heal, Chura is really good using the Force, things like that. It just makes your units better. So not only do your hero units, like, curve really well just naturally, but, like, the Force just makes them even better. And the Force is what makes these units, like, super, super good, right? Even if it's something simple. Shatterpoint is amazing, right? You pay 4, it's the same cost as Takedown and Fell the Dragon, but it's a Vanquish, right? It's a cheaper Vanquish because that extra resource is considered into paying with the Force, right? Just makes you curve better. You play more efficient stuff, but you lose 2 health on your base, and you have to maintain the Force, right? You have to keep getting the Force, and that can be a problem. And leaders like Talzin, Obi-Wan, these guys need the Force to actually utilize their really, really, really powerful leader abilities. Right? These guys have really strong leader abilities, but you need to be consistently grabbing the Force, right? So if a deck just shuts you out of the Force, that could be a big problem. And that's the main thing I worry about with the Force, is like games when you're consistently using the Force, it's like, oh my god, that was just like, I destroyed this fool. And then games when you're getting shut out of using the Force, it's like, oh my god, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't use my Shatterpoint. I couldn't get, like, a Force Throw off because they kept killing my Force units. Shit like that, How about Sin Draylig and play a I'm assuming you mean extra lightsaber? Very expensive Cassian. So, he's interesting. Spelled it wrong. Here we go. He's an interesting card. I don't think he's good. Because if you don't have an upgrade to put on him, he's trash. And if you do play an upgrade on him, you're playing 2 cards, right? To have the big body readied. And if they deal with it, then you just lost 2 cards, right? It's kind of a high risk, high reward type of thing. I don't think it's worth paying this much for it. I think if it was a little cheaper, I think if you could pull him off of Ewing reinforcements, I think if he was 7, he'd be really, really good. You play Force Lightning out of aspect, it would cost 3. Do you get the 4 for paying the tax on the aspect? Oh yeah, it would cost 3. So it costs 3. And so if you paid 4, you do 2 damage. If you pay 5, you deal uh 4 damage, and it just exponentially goes up. So paying 5 for 4 damage might not be that great. I haven't really tried it in practice, but it just seemed to me like it would be pretty good. Maybe Force Choke is probably just straight better. Because you're paying 3 for that, too. I think Force Choke... Actually, that's a good idea, chat. And it's more lore accurate for Anakin, right? I think Force Choke's better. But only on ground units, yeah. The only thing is the creature loses the abilities on Force Lightning. Yeah, so Force Lightning's really nice for that, but I think for this, you just want the damage. I think that's the main thing you want for something like this. I'll try both. But again, like looking at this, like if this is like, oh, this is going to be like a big deal, a big meta deck that we have to worry about. Look how many ground units this has because you have to get the Force, right? That's another thing that I wanted to talk about in the meta. Is all these Force decks play all this ground, right? And I threw in the, like, we have Jedi Starfighter to fight some space, and that's pretty good. You can kill a 4 health space unit or just chip damage a bunch of ties. You can kill 2 ties at once. But there's like no other space. I mean, you have like Concord Dawn you could bring in from the sideboard, things like that. Or like Bright Hope in Green Hero. But it's tough. It's tough to deal with space. And honestly, I don't know how a lot of these Force decks would deal with something like Vader 4. So if you're building a Force deck, I think you should look into how good it is against Vader 4. Let's see. Struggle with space. So I think Vader 4 is going to be uber prevalent. More prevalent than like a Sabine ground-based type deck, I think. Because all these hero decks are going, or all these Force decks are going like fully on the ground. So it's interesting, like, where's the give and take? How many space units should I play? How many ground units should I play? Well, a good example of this compromise is my Obi-Wan list that I've been messing around with. And to combat Vader 4, like, I put in some extra Bright Hopes. I made sure I had Yoda so we can restore. I made this, I started going 50-50 with a buddy of mine who was running Vader 4 into me. And it started to perform a lot better once I put Yoda and an extra Bright Hope in. I have Concord Dawn in the sideboard. I don't know. This isn't a real sideboard, but it's there just in case. But I think there is some sort of compromise. You need the blue leaders can ambush in. You need some space presence, right? You can't just prioritize all this ground. And the reason Virgin's Temple can have these space units is because you can still get the Force with Bright Hope. So I've been really enjoying this deck. It's been fun, but I think it's going to struggle into like the blue-green hero stuff. I think it needs to be faster. I think we need to make this more of a tempo deal because Obi-Wan's all about value tempo plays. So I'm thinking I'll put the Maz Kanata back in, but again, that's where this like kind of chart comes in. Nemesis, not buddy. True. I was playing against my nemesis. Oh shit. That's where this comes in handy is where the idea is that ultimately mid-range beats aggro beats control beats mid-range, right? If it's a full like rock paper scissors meta. So if you're in the mid-range and you're doing really well against aggro and control's kind of suffering, you want to kind of shift to a more aggressive strategy to beat those control decks. Or if aggro's giving you trouble, maybe you shift to a more control-y aspect. I like this section. Honestly. This kind of section, this tempo value area is where I want to be. Because I want to be fast enough to beat control. I don't want to grind against control. And I want to be oppressive enough to beat aggro. I want to be able to race aggro, you know what I'm saying? Or just kill their shit. Do you think that Sabine will stay on Data Vault or move back to ECL or be 50-50? I think Data Vault is a scam. I think Sabine Data Vault's weird, bro. Every time I've played against... So this is just me and the type of decks that I play. Like, when I played against Sabine Data Vault, I was like, oh, thank God, like, I don't have to worry about ECL Poe or ECL Wrecker. That's all I'm thinking about. Because that's such a massive threat after your Sabine flip to ECL Poe and then or ECL Wrecker after. So I think it'll be good, but I don't think Sabine is the leader for it. That's just me. Again, I know people probably pilot Sabine Data Vault like a motherfucker, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about in that sense, but I think you have to go ECL. Like, what are you doing running Data Vault? I think running Data Vault is kind of just like following a trend of like, oh, everybody's running Data Vault. I have to run Data Vault. That's 3 extra health. That's 8 extra health from ECL. I think there's this weird like, I don't know, everybody's got this fetish for like having more health. When like, it's interesting, like from set 1 to 3, it was all about, okay, actually, I'm going to take on less health to run ECL so I can take over the board more efficiently and sooner. And then I just win from there. It doesn't matter if I have 30 health because ECL does such a good job of taking over the board for me. So it's like, now we're in this point of like, well, why would I run 25 or 30 HP when I can run 33 HP? You know what I mean? I played with some of the guys who built the deck that won Lily in my PQ and lost. What were you playing? Because if I'm playing Cad Tarkentown, I would rather play against Sabine Data Vault than Sabine ECL. I feel like ECL is much scarier than Data Vault because as Cad, I'm planning on taking over the board with Tarkentown and just playing a bunch of units, and then I win. It doesn't matter if you have 33 health because I have the board, right? Data Vault's more like Hantu Green. Also, ECL is definitely still more popular. You think ECL? Yeah, ECL is still more popular for sure. And it's more of a grindy deck. And I think Hantu Data Vault is just better. I don't know. That's just me. Sabine Data Vault's interesting. But again, those aren't the decks to really stress over, I don't think. Played Hantu ECL that PQ. So if you're playing a mirror-esque matchup, it's going to be tough. So ECL basically has to benefit you like 8 health, right? And that's a lot to make up. Like, I think Sabine Data Vault just beats... Well, I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough, because is Sabine Data Vault even running Wrecker? Because they probably want to go up to 8 resources, right? Any mirror is tough for any deck. Yeah, mirrors are annoying. But yeah, I think Sabine Data Vault and like that definitely falls in the mid-range section. Slightly more aggressive and with more reach. Yeah. I think Data Vault is so fascinating. The popularity of that base. Like, at first everybody was like, this is trash because adding 10 cards to your deck would add so much variance. And now everybody's like dick riding this base. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it's overrated and overplayed. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good base. I think more people are playing it than they probably should. I think 30 health would be fine in most scenarios that these people are playing in. And they just have some sort of confirmation bias thinking that that extra 3 health is saving them. I don't know. I haven't played Data Vault that much. I've been working on like a CAD Data Vault to try to bandwagon this Data Vault crap. I think Control definitely wants Data Vault. But mid-range is where it gets a little murky, personally. But even now, like, between Data Vault and ECL, it's tough because you have Vader now, right? New Vader is such a massive he's such a massive ECL target that it's like he might be worth it to drop 8 HP, right? Because he just clears two massive units from the board if you need him to. So, where do you think Boss Green data would fall on the spectrum? Okay, let me answer this next one first because this is easier to answer. If Bobo's not banned, would you play him with or without Data Vault? I would play ECL, no question, no fucking brainer. I would be on Boba ECL so hard right now. I would have never stopped playing him. I would have been so locked in with that single deck. I miss Boba ECL so bad, man. I miss it. Honestly, there might be a build where it's like Data Vault might be better. But even when people were running like Boba 30 HP, I was like, what the hell are you guys doing? And I took ECL still, even though everybody's running 30, and I won that guy right there. So I miss Boba ECL, let's just say that. Where do I think Boss Green would fall on the spectrum? I think Boss Green is like somewhere over here. Boss Data Vault specifically. Like it's in between mid-range and like soft control. I think it's a grindy mid-range deck. And so this type of deck can absolutely like murk aggro, right? Because it's further over to control. But then you have control looming over it. The nice thing about Boss though is that you have things like Relentless. That's the nice thing about the grindy green villain decks. This is the reason, like, I like Add Green still. This is a reason I've been playing around with all the colors of freaking CAD, because green does such a good job of grinding, and it does such a good job of trying to stop those hard control decks. And you have bomb after bomb, exactly. So, like, I remember, like, the last thing I did with CAD ECL, like, I won that 1K that I have a video about. Go check out that video if you want to see that CAD ECL list. This was back in set 3. I loved it because I could just like dunk on aggro. Sabine was still a really tough matchup. It was still really tough. But I could like dunk on aggro, and then I had Relentless and like Palp's Return and shit like that in the sideboard. This is one of my favorite archetypes to build, is like the yellow green. And you just have like the control answers in the sideboard, freaking put those in, and it really changes your control game. Our boy Swifty in the chat knows about this CAD green shenanigans. He's been on Bosk Blue. I beat him in the finals of that tournament. He was on Bosk Blue. And literally the reason I won is because of like Relentless and Palp's Return. So I'm curious. I'm really curious in trying to bring something like that back. That's why I've been playing around with CAD Data Vault. It's interesting. And then the sideboard is control focused, right? But I don't know. Something's missing from it. Something doesn't feel right. I need to figure it out. I think Eternal going to be spicy as you get Boba One and Django Target Town. Eternal's gonna be cool. And DJ. I wonder if they're gonna have like a um some sort of ban list for Eternal. Never catch me playing green red villain. Yellow green villain. Oh, you never play yellow green villain, right? Don't CAD Data Vault just die to Vader Yellow? That's a problem. Vader Yellow is a problem. But CAD Data Vault actually has game into it. The reason CAD's so good into Vader is because of his pinging, right? And you have all this capture. It's tough. It's a tough matchup still, but like the pings are so good. Christian says, who will win if no cards were banned? Django Tarkentown or Boba Green? That's a good question. Um, Probably Boba Green. I mean, Django was never as crazy as Boba, I don't think. Out of aspect, rule with respect. Roll with respect is so interesting, actually. Oh, shit. Friendly unit captures each enemy non-leader unit that was attacked your base this phase. This could actually go in my Obi Blue deck. Not even joking. Not even joking. That would be so good in this deck. Not even joking. Alright, I have to pee so bad. That energy drink went right through me. I'll be right back, chat. You can look at Rule with Respect and think about how good it is against Vader 4. I was putting in my Mando Cunning deck. Hell yeah. Wait, how does that work? Mando Cunning? That double yellow? You just paid 6? That's nuts. Honestly, dude, rule with Mando Green. Honestly, dude, rule with respect kind of goes hard. It seems so good against Vader. Because even on Resource 4, it's like, you know, they hit you with a few things. What do they have? So let's think through this. Turn 1, they play two things. Let's say worst case scenario. Turn 2, they'll play at least another thing and get a tie token. And then turn 3, they'll play two more things, but these don't count. So they'll have 4 units that they attack with by turn resource 4, and then you could scobble all those up. The only thing is on the next turn. Yeah, so on the next turn, they'll have 2 more things than they had attacked, and they'll have a tie. So you take away 4 of their 7 units. That's still pretty good. That slows them down, for sure. Oh yeah, next turn they just OB. That's why I think it's good in Kenobi though, because you can shield your units. Like you could just create a big like axe woves, protect, have him have shields, and then play rule with respect, or put it on like a bladed up Jedi. I don't know. Seems interesting. I found that my games against Vader, I think my best games were just racing. Like with Obi, you just try to race. Kill their shit with Blue Leader, block them with Bright Hope, and then just race on the ground. So I think I need Maz Kanata back in here. But yeah, so judging by this like meta that we've kind of predicted here, I really like a few different archetypes. Obviously, I'm loving Obi-Wan Blue. I don't know. I still don't know if it's gonna be the one I choose. I love Obi-Wan Blue. I love Cad. Any flavor of Cad I think is gonna be solid. I love. I've been trying the Red Force hero stuff like Anakin Blue. I really like it, but I don't think it's gonna be the deck that I play. I think I'm just learning it for the sake of like being able to counter it type deal. And I really love Talzin. I think Talzin has a lot of game into a lot of this stuff. But damn, I really like blue green too, but I just can't make personally, I can't make blue green work for me. It's one of those differences in like I don't know. I can't make it work. So of those like 4 decks that I've mentioned, because I think I'm satisfied with our meta talk. I think I've said the things I needed to say. I think it's a good hour of content there. What do you guys think? I think it's time to fucking play some games. Hmm. Let's play some games. Ryan said it. Okay, so Cad, Obi-Wan, Talzin. What do we want to flesh out right now? I would put a poll up in the chat, but I don't know how to do that. Hold on. This is a great opportunity. There's at least 15 minutes of good content there. Exactly. That's why I should scrunch it down 15 minutes and make a video. I want to figure out how to make a poll. Do I have to like actually go to YouTube? Oh, whoops. Already loading YouTube. Ooh, start a poll. Ooh, let's go. Okay, I know how to do it. Let's go. You would like to see me try Bosk Data Vault. Okay, I'll throw it in the poll. Okay. Bosk Data Vault. Wait. No. Add option. So yes, it's going to be Bosk Data Vault. Add something. Obi-Wan or Mommy Talzin. Which deck should we flesh out today? Okay, you guys want to poll? Here we go. Start poll. All right, get in there and vote. Get in there and vote, y'all. Get in there and vote. 0 votes. Ridiculous. Bosk Data Vault's 100% because Ryan's the only one that voted. Get in there and vote, y'all. 4 votes. Okay. I'll wait a little longer. We'll see how many votes. These cookies are fire, dude. Is 4 votes all we're gonna get? How many viewers we got in this bitch? There's at least 10 of you, right? Go vote. Vote, 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 vote. This is how you guys can make a difference. Use your voice. Go vote. This is a semi-democracy. When I have polls, it's democracy. Okay. It's been 2 minutes. I think I'm going to end it. Only 5 votes, guys. I got a bunch of lurkers in chat, seems like. Okay. Close poll. Oh, shit. What happened, though? What was the result? Okay, Bosk Data Vault killed. Yeah. 67% of you voted for Bosk Data Vault. Ryan, you did something to these guys. Let's see, 17%. So it looks like 1 person voted Mommy Talzin, 1 voted Obi Kenobi, and like 4 or 5 people voted Bosk Data Vault. Or maybe less. Anyway. Okay. 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 You guys want it. Oh yeah, you guys get to see the results too. Alright, Bosk Data Vault. I don't have a Bosk. I don't think I have a Bosk Data Vault to draw from. Ryan, maybe send me what you're rocking with. Do you have a set 5 Boss Data Vault? Maybe link that in chat and I can or don't link the whole thing because I don't think you send links, but just link like the little back spot. Like this number or the string here. And then I'll open it up that way. I voted 3 times for Bosk because my voice is 3 times as important as others. Were you really allowed to vote 3 times? Or did you just go to your 3 different accounts that you have watching me? Oh, you guys get to see my recent searches? That's sketchy. My EdTPA crap. I got nothing to hide here. Tier list maker. EdTPA. 3 accounts. That's how you make your voice 3 times as important. You make 3 accounts and you have them all watch me at the same time. That's sneaky. But I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Before the last stream, I was definitely searching for tier list makers to make that tier list we made. Okay, I'm not seeing... I'm not seeing the deck link. Don't link the whole thing, just link the string at the end. I don't think you can actually post links, so. Oh, there we go. Maybe it blocked it for potential spam. I'm on 2 different PCs, so I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. No copy paste. YZK. Let's go. This is my deck now. Dropping bombs. There we go. That works though. It's probably because I don't have all messages open. Okay. Boop. Boop. Let's look at this dropping bombs list. Deck image. So obviously we need Timelies. Obviously we need Bounty Hunter's Query. Obviously we need the Escort Fighter. Some bounties. We need all of this freaking top end because we're fucking beast. Merciless Contest is interesting. So have you made any set 5 changes at all? Oh, it looks like evacuate or execute order 66 is a new choice. I'm just gonna run this straight up. We're just gonna start with this, and then we'll talk about maybe some set 5 additions. I don't know what we would need in here, but boop. Let's throw Cad Tarkentown's a good. This is not what? Oh, I didn't copy the deck link. There we go. Ah, come on, guys. Oh, there he goes. Here we go. Okay, let's run this. Bosk Data Vault. Fuck, dude, what the hell? Oh, there we go. Would you like to mulligan? How many turn 1s do we have? Oh shit, dude, you have like no turn 1s. Oh, that's wild. That's wild. I didn't expect that. So I'm not going to mulligan because I don't have any turn ones anyway. These kill his turn one, no problem. Aggressive mulligan for bounties? Yeah, okay. I could see it. I'm basically just not going to play Dark Trooper, I think. I'm just going to remove his thing. It's always interesting playing somebody else's list because it's like, I have no idea what to expect here. Get rid of my resupply, I dare you. There it is. He just did that to himself. Uh, Probably this. Play something, dude. Oh, he's just gonna discard from my hand? What an ass. I think I'm just gonna claim and then use my open fire on whatever he plays next. So I could just ping this to death. Play around McClunky. Well, I claim though. Oh, if he played McClunky just now? Two barrages. Yeah, McClunky would have sucked actually. This is, and now I can flip Bosk into double claiming my bounty hunter's quarry. He waylaid his own thing. Okay. Legit. Now we start to take over the game, I think. 6, I'll probably use a barrage. Or timely freaking phase 3 Dark Trooper. I think we just go for barrage. Yeah, good call, Jacob. Good call, Jake. And then we maul the shit out of his This is really good too though. This and phase 3. Maul's just better. Damn, this is feeling interesting. Definitely feeling interesting. Do I Palp first or Devastator first? I mean, shit, I could probably just Devastator. I'll go 1 to Cad Bane so Palp can kill him, and then the rest to base. Wow. Jesus. Palp return? No, he captured Maul. Disconnected. Let's see how this does against Talzin. Refrog. This is a good one to test against. Talzin semi fits in that like hero discard like mid-range thing that we force throws dumb category. Um, Not quite as much as the heroes, I don't think, but I think she's going to be super prevalent. Merciless Contest is actually really interesting if you don't have any turn ones. If you literally just want to play bounties. Very interesting. Bounty. Kill. I think I just Merciless Contest this one. That way I don't have to worry about the force. Or do I open fire, since I can Merciless Contest his next thing? Or open fire his next thing. I think I'm going to ramp and then Bounty Hunter's Quarry his fifth brother. Fuck. This is interesting now. Do I just claim and kill fifth brother right away? I don't want to get Power of the Dark Sided. I can Merciless and open fire. That's interesting. I want to double claim that, but I also don't want to get Power of the Dark Sided. That's what I'm worried about. So we'll see. I'm going to try to double claim this here. And if he has Power of the Dark Side, I just open fire. Which is fine. Force throw. Well, that gets rid of my play, but I get to double claim this. I hate that it makes him choose the order. Like, pick the order, dude. Come on. It's not that crazy. Just hit pass or some shit. There we go. This is interesting. I'll play that for the first one. And I'll play that for the second one. No, Talzin kills that. We'll just play ramp. Talzin's gonna kill. Actually, the 4-1 might have been interesting. Just be careful. I don't know if they patched the bug to double claim 2 bounties in one turn. Yeah, I never do that. That'd be sick if you could do that. I wish, but unfortunately, that's not a thing. Dude, this guy's taken like 10 years. Here we go. Alright, so he's gonna try to wipe my board. Is that what the plan is? Then Talzin's gonna kill Super Laser Technician. No, straight to base. Okay. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. I think I'm gonna try to get the tie dagger and kill his. No tie dagger. Okay. That's fine. He's gonna have to kill Cell Block Guard. Interesting having Cell Block Guard in here. I'm gonna kill Talzin one way or the other. Perhaps not. I'm gonna run into her though. Something's gonna die this turn. Wow, he's gonna opt for Talzin dying. Oh no, it's gonna survive. Motherfucker. Yeah. I do have a timely. I think I'm just gonna play Disabling Fang Fighter. That's so sick right now. What do I have? 10 costs? I have Devastator. Goodbye, Talzin. Oh. Goodbye, Disabling Fang Fighter. And hello, buff freaking Phaser Dark Trooper. Oh, damn you, motherfucker. Yeah, Force Throw is gonna be a problem. Force Throw's a problem. Damn, that's clutch. This is kind of shitty now. This doesn't feel good. Just top decking. Oh, it's gonna be over fast if I don't get something good. Vader's good. Oof. And there's my Devastator and Crate that I've been looking for. Ari, what's up, dude? Going pretty well. Talked about the meta, and now I put up a poll for people to vote on a deck for me to play, and the overwhelming majority was Bosk Data Vault. This is not good. Bosk Wild, I know. Our boy Ryan here loves Bosk Data Vault. What new set 5 gains? It's not gonna run like Knight of Ren or something, right? No, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything new. Knights of Ren might be interesting, actually. This is crazy, dude. Do I just deny him force? Yeah, you can. It's really, yeah, that's really sweet, actually. For 911 worth of stats. Yeah, that's nuts. Did you really just force throw me with no payoff? Bro, stop. This is crazy, dude. I have no freaking hand now. This is what I'm talking about. This hand hate bullshit is stupid. I'm just a space aggro deck now. I have no capability of playing any of this shit. It makes me want to update my Bosk ECL list. Maybe Out of Aspect Vader 5 is good with ECL, Timely, and Piet. Throw a few Kiadis in there for to draw back the cards. Well, then I'd have to be running the Force. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. He passed thinking I was gonna play some stuff. Ah, fucking got his ass. I don't need to flip my leader. This guy's drawing insane. Can hit new Grand Inquisitor off Vader too, but I think Knight of Ren is just better. Can't imagine the hidden comes into play unless it can post lethal or something. Yeah, two force throw is rough. I'm waiting for some sort of double claim opportunity. Here we go, killing Talzin. Oh, you can order that. That's nice. You can ambush before getting the tie dagger. Could run Purge Trooper and Tarantatic for main board anti-force hate. That's true. I do like those. I do like those units. I think I'm about to just win though. This game felt really weird. Craving Power is cool. I like Craving Power. Yeah, we'll look at the list of set 5 shit and see what we can add. My tie daggers are gonna win this game. Wait, why is there no like highlighting of the cards? What's going on? I should have flipped Bosk. Am I gonna win without flipping Bosk? Dranger spawn to overwhelm past a pre-damaged unit and grow. Sounds cute. Also, just want to see any deck use Dranger spawn. Dude, I want to see a deck use that too. So bad. Clown played 2 force throws and still lost. That's the thing, there was nothing, there was no payoff for his force throws. He just can't handle my space aggression here. I think he saved some stuff for Bosk, and I just never flipped Bosk. Pretty funny. Oh my god, Shatterpoint. Now let's flip Bosk. And for lethal, might as well threaten lethal, right? Does he have anything? Force Lightning? Yeah, I should have done the ping. You're right. He weakened me, but now I just play him and win. Good try. Valiant effort. This game was inevitable. Felt like. He's probably mad about that one. Order 66 is going to be such an interesting sideboard. I guess all your turn ones are just the bounties, right? And then a couple Kai Tai silencers. Kai Tai. Kai Tai silencers. Well, this is a great hand. Hmm. I love I love ramp decks. So here's what I'm thinking. Ping that, off rip, draw two. Sorry. I realize I can timely my super laser technician. Hmm. That's too cute. So, wait. Is he about to force lightning his own? Does he think that works? Oh, it does work, huh? That might actually work. I think it's a dumbass use of force throw, though. Or force lightning. I just won't kill this thing. Problem solved. He made it easy for me, too. Um, I'll play this so I don't get powered right off the bat. What an interesting move. I mean, that does work, right? Because it says attached unit gains. Oh boy. I think it does work. I'm gonna double claim the death mark though. And then I'll just merciless contest this for the bounty hunter's query. Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, and he's dead. Merciless contest doesn't work as well anymore. But I could do TIE Vanguard and then open fire. Or I could just cell block guard. No, because then he's just gonna flip Talzin. I'll just do this. I'll take 5, it's not a big deal to me. I got so much life. Yeah, use the force, kill my thing. Big whoop. Let's go more ramp. I'll be able to play Palp next turn. I wish I was able to timely Palp right here. Timely Palp. Yeah, I guess I'll wait for the timely Palp. I'll just kill his Talzin right now. I'll just kill Talzin. Oh, shit. And then I'll just, like, I don't know. Next turn I can open fire Merciless. That's pretty big. He chose not to kill there. Oh, because he's going to replay. Okay. Timely Palp goes hard here, dude. But I can't do it yet. Crate next turn. Well, he might have power of the dark side. I don't want to risk that. I'm just gonna open fire his assassin and then merciless contest and then cell block guard. Open fire, merciless. I want to set up Crate to where he doesn't just get powered immediately. I can also timely palp next turn. Should be sweet. Yeah, I have timely. Okay, now I'm protected. Oh, now I have Devastator. Oh god, this is going south for this boy. Timely Palp goes nuts here. That's so good. Timely Palp feels nasty. If he doesn't have power here, I just take over the game and win. I think this might be inevitable at this point anyway. Ooh. Ooh. Perfect opportunity for me to use Crate. I don't know. This is tough, actually. I'll probably just play Devastator. I'm saving Crate for, like, I have the board. Now I can finish the game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he powered. Um, I guess I get rid of Devastator and I swing in for 6. This will be more damage over 2 turns. So now if he plays something, he doesn't have Assassin online. So if he plays something, he doesn't have Tyrannus online. I've basically shut out his force. And that's one of the main things I've been worried about with well, now he has the force online. So he can use force throw. So I'm going to prevent him from using force throw. I don't want force throw hitting me. And then if he plays something, I'll do this. He did have the force throw. Okay. So I played around that correctly. But I just couldn't do anything else about this guy. Another force throw. My oh my. Do I have timely? No. But I have another Vader. Vader's huge here. Oof. Let's just keep this hand. This is fine. I think Crate just wins here. Unless he has Force Lightning, of course. I should have probably killed... Oh. That felt great. This is sick. Hold on. I'm kind of liking this, guys. I'm kind of liking this. I'm going to do a search for what we think could be added. from set 5. You're on to something, Ryan, that's for sure. So, I don't think we care about turn 1 plays. I think the bounties are our turn 1 play. I don't know. Do we care about any of this shit? Traitorous. Okay. There's a lot of space units. I bet this does decent against Vader. You know what's missing from the sideboard? Is Relentless. I'm just gonna keep playing it like this. Another CAD Target Town? I don't know if that's what we want. We've already seen the CAD Tarkin Town game. This is a great turn 2 after playing a bounty on something. I'm actually really into not having any like turn 1 units and just playing the bounties. Let's see. We're gonna want to draw. This kills it, or this kills it. I think we go this so it doesn't get pinged to death. This just gets pinged. If he plays like a boba or something, I can open fire and ping it. Just kill it. Very interesting choice. Did he have a choice is the question. Did he have a choice, or did he just have to play that? This is interesting. This is going so well for me. This is going so well. I think I'll double claim the price on your head. Because he can't McClunky this. Oh, wow. Okay. That does something. I'd probably just kill this. Don't even worry about dealing damage. The price is right with Jake. So I want to kill this. Palp's return gets back nothing that great. Okay. I don't have timely. Just gonna claim. Maul's pretty big. I just have Boss take the 7. Sorry, Boss. He's going damage. Too bad Devastator's just gonna fucking kill him. Ooh, damn, Devastator sucks here. Wow. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Nah, that's not enough. I think Devastator is just straight up the move. That's brutal. That's just GG right there. Wow. Wow. Imagine just going straight for damage. Could have kept timely. Yeah. We're chilling. Oh no, what are you gonna discard? You're gonna have a hell of a time choosing something. Okay, Devastator. That's cute. We're gonna discard. I got 2 bounties to play. Interesting. Let's play this bounty then. Then I will resupply. Oh, nice move. Nice move. That's why he's got those disabling fangs in there. Can't McClunky that, though. We're chilling. That's actually good for me that he did that, I think. Pretty nuts. I just wish I had more ramp. Bosk on Bosk violence. Bosk on Bosk. Bruh. Kill that. Come on, Vader. I've got like nothing to play here. I'll just Barrage and Kylo's tie. Wish I could time me that palp. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh, damn. That's useless because of this. Tarkentel did nothing there. I know. He thought it did, though. That's all that matters. It was gonna die at the end of the turn. People forget about that shit. I feel so safe right now. I don't feel threatened by anything. Like, he can't even play CAD right now. Oh no, Boba. 2 damage to here does nothing. Timely into either one of these goes hard. Timely Palp kills more stuff. Then I can just Timely the other one next turn. So Timely Palp can kill 5, 6, both his ground units, but this heals me for 6. Fuck it, let's just go Timely Palp. One, two, three, four, five. Let's just do that. 6. Or do I just go 1 and kill Boba? The thing is, I can kill Boba. I kill this. That's so good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now I heal 6. Got Dev next turn. I do. Actually, that just straight up wins, huh? And then I can timely and come back into the game. If you killed both Boba and Cad. Oh, I see. And just clog up space. I'm gonna heal before anything crazy happens. No. Yes. Devastator. No. This is so over. I actually could have just won, but I'm playing like super safe. I wasn't thinking. I could have just won there. It's all good though. God damn. This feels so strong. This feels nice. I haven't played against the Force decks though. Let's try a game against the Force decks. Like red blue. This is what I want to play against. This will be a true test if it's lined up really well. Okay. No turn 1. This is going to be so good into Han though. Lol. Oh my god. So perfect. Lame. Force throw, eh? Classic. What a classic. I'm gonna timely super laser technician. Damn, bro. He has another force throw, I'm gonna be really sad. He's gonna claim. I hope that screwed up his turn. I bet he was trying to play on 6. Nice. So if I could get a Vader, that'd be really sweet. No Vader. Okay. Oh, that's so annoying. Here we go. Now we're cooking. I don't want to do damage to something else because then he can just move it with Grogu. Draw your cards. I don't care. I do care if it's a force throw. This isn't looking very good. Ah, we're fine. We're fine. Damn it. I stayed at 8 so I could play Vader and Bounty Hunter's Quarry. Try to get both of them off. I don't think it's going to work out that way, though. Yeah, I would have liked to hit Grogu. That's stupid. What a fucking dumbass card, dude. Grogu's so annoying. I fucking hate Grogu. I was told hitting babies is wrong. No, unless it's Grogu. Unless it's this particular version of Grogu. Fuck him. It is fake news. He's eating someone's kids. Fuck that guy. Oh, the frogs? The little frogs? Oh, this is a lot of damage. This is cool. This is fun. This is a good match. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is cool. That's so cool. Wow, very nice. What a cool game. Can I fucking draw something, please? GG, very cool. So cool. What the fuck just happened? Grogu happened. Fucking hate that thing. I'm gonna kill Grogu as soon as I possibly can. Ooh, maybe this turn. Grogu dies this turn. Moving damage to Paz is better. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Should I try to double claim, or do you think he's gonna have force throw? Force throw into some bullshit. As soon as I deploy, though, he just heals. So, fuck it. Just kill it. Ooh, then I double claim off the price on your head. That's what I'm talking about right there. Boom. Easy money. I have two different Devastators in my resource row. Should be fine. I think you want to kill Force there. Oh, because Bogdo's not Force, yeah. I should have just killed the Force. unit. You're right. I was just scared of that damage, which I shouldn't have been. Ooh, timely palp goes nuts. Let's go. Now you can't play your Luke or whatever you want wanting to play. Then I just merciless whatever he has on the board. You play something big, it's getting merciless next turn. This one's going much better for me. Uh-oh. Use the force, deal 4. Um, do I just deal damage? Or do I claim in merciless? I just decided. I'm going to claim and merciless contest. Oh wait, I have to kill something too. Fuck me. That was stupid. I should have just swung. I'm an idiot. Ooh, here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. No timely. I'll just keep this. I can only play. Oh, okay. Damn you. Ooh. Crate Dragon. And then I just win, bro. That's funny. That's funny. You're gonna give me the best of 3? Or is he gonna be a coward? Coward. A lot of cat target counts today, huh? This is a good one to test against, too. This might be on my last game, gents. But hopefully it's a good one. Two of these top end guys need to go. I think it's going to be Devastator and Devastator. Bro, I need to take a nap after stream. Holy shit, I'm tired. Moving really wore me out today. No, come on. Took a mulligan and then you leave? Oh no, I took a mulligan. Come on. Serious? I won. Wow, Kira ECL is actually really easy. That wasn't hard at all. Oh, this is Premiere. Have I been playing Premiere on accident? Good to end on a win like that. Ooh, let's see how it does against my boy, Obi Kenobi. I got this turn one, ping, and then damage. Probably gonna be a 4 health unit though. Classic. But I can ping again. Well, that changes things. You don't have the force, dummy. Oh my god, he just spent 4 less. Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna kill his Yoda. Oh, that's so sick. That is so sick. I guess I'll claim that one. And then that one. We ramping, boys. We ramping, boys. That was a sick, nasty turn, dude. Should have done that in a different order, I think. He's getting so much value from this consular, it's crazy. I can't let him get another consular activation. Let's see, what can I do to stop this? Merciless doesn't work. I could barrage into nothing. That would suck. I got to go to base. Oh boy. Swing Maul, Devastator. Yeah, probably should have done that, to be honest. I need to get rid of that shield. And then I could just Devastator. And now, hopefully, we start running away with it. Unless he has a Shatter Point, that'd be unfortunate. Barrage just fucking wrecks here. I can kill both of those with barrage. Oh no! Now I'm merciless, and then I play this. That's the safe move. Because I was gonna be in lethal if he... Oh no, I would have had lethal. That's just the meme move. I still win with Devastator. So we lost one game with against Hontu Blue so far. Oh, one game against Talzin, I think, too. But we're winning the best of threes. Okay, he left. So that's... Hold on. Let's try to get a Kira game before I dip out. Let's try to get a Kira game. One Kira game. Dude, what? Fucking coward. How about a Sabine game? Just to see, you know, we're trying to hit all the pillars. Alright, this is my last one. Promise. Promise this is my last one. Two 0 against Kira. I am, dude. That's crazy. Merciless is nice here. Oh! Can't be defeated or returned to hand. Fuck you. Can be barraged, though. Barrage is nasty here. Oh, disabling Fang Fighter's nasty, too, though. 3, 3. That might have been risky. Just not killing her. I could timely disabling Fang Fighter, though. Probably what I'm gonna do. Huge. Yeah, ECL makes more sense. ECL Wrecker of all things. I have to be able to kill both of those things somehow now. Fuck. Sabine's hard. Actually, really all I need is a timely and a walker. Timely walker, please. Or just a palp. Give me a palpy boy. No, because he still just pings me and wins. I need the timely walker. What you doing? Hello? You wanted to trade Sabine mostly to not have ground units. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this sucks. Well, we're going again, dude. We're going again. Now I know what you're doing. Now I know what your game plan is. I didn't know what Sabine ECL's game plan was. I think the Chewy fucked me. The Chewy was the biggest thing. You got Chewy and Darksaber? Okay, dude. If I took out Chewy turn two, or if I took down that A-Wing like I wanted turn two, that would have been much different. Chewy's nasty. And it's honestly generally not even good against Bosk. It literally just happened to be good in that scenario. Because I had Merciless. No Sabine deck is rocking him in the main. Ah, this guy is. Do you have Darksaber again? You can just claim and go straight into Barrage. Hi, Pepper. Did you come say hi, chat? You come say hi to chat? What's up? What's up, Pepper? Ooh, there's the Chewy. Too bad I've got something for him. I've got something for him. This is much better. No timely, though, is unfortunate. Who's he gonna kill? Well, he sealed Wrecker both games. I might as well draw this, right? God damn. Lol. Defeat and upgrade, huh? I healed 3, so that's cool. Oh shit, good thing I drew Devastator. Saving my life here. Hi, Peppy. She's a good girl. Alright, last game of the stream, guys. Can I beat Django Bet on Sabine ECL? If I could beat Sabine ECL, this is tried and true here. If I could beat Towson in a best of 3, if I could beat Cad Tarkentown easily, if I could beat Han2 Blue, this is looking like a good meta breaker. And I haven't even changed it. This is Ryan's list. I didn't even change a thing. I want more of my removal. There we go. Pressing your head's good turn 1. This is good. I need Barrage. Yeah, we'll go like this. Pressing your head. Damage. Oh, pass. Get out of here, Chewbacca. I got my disabling fangs, bitch. I'm gonna flip and barrage. Hopefully I could flip before he flips. Disabling Fang's been clutch getting rid of those Chewbaccas. God damn. What's happening here? Is he thinking? He's thinking this hard? There we go. Oh, he's flipping right away. He's flipping right away. But I still can barrage this guy. Oh shit, that's so good. And now I just go aggro. They always have the Darksaber. And he probably has an ECL Poe next turn to kill my boss and my Fang Fighter. But I'm not scared. I have answers. Yep. Yep. Merciless Contest is like actually so good. I have no turn here. What are you eating over there? Are you eating cookie crumbs? Pepper came to say hi. Say hi, Pepper. You say hi to the chat? You say hi to the chat, my love? Interesting. I have to claim. So I can kill it with Palpatine. Which is fine. It works. Oh, Peppa. It works. It works. I'll just beat his face with Eager Escort. Give me the timely. No? You got stinky ass breath, dog. Let's see if I can greed this. Damn it. Couldn't. He's gonna have to kill Palpatine, though, I think. So I think I still win in that interaction. He's gonna discard for 2 damage to my ship and kill. Oh, whoa. That's nuts. I mean, now I just go for the kill. What was he thinking? Did he really think he could just, like... Well, now I guess he can... He can kill Palp and my ship, which is what he has to do. And then I just drop a crate and win. He claimed. What can he do? What can he do to stop this crate? Does he have out of aspect power, merciless contest? No, that would still lose. He has nothing he can do. There's nothing you can do, bro. It's inevitable. Ooh, Peppa. I love you, baby girl. Mwah. You like those scritches? Oh. Did he just quit? Oh my god. This feels great, dude. This feels really, really good. And all of your like 3 costs are like sentinels, or they have some sort of utility to where like you never draw any duds, really. I mean, you can, obviously, but like I like having no turn 1 play. One thing I might put in like a Salacious, That might be the one exception, because you could play Salacious and Bounty Hunter's Query, which is actually really nice. Claim match victory. I don't know. Feels good. Shout out to Ryan, dude. Shout out to Ryan, dropping bombs. Shout out to Ryan. He's been wanting me to play this Data Vault, Boss Data Vault. And yeah, I was a little like, I don't really want to play it, but everybody voted for it, and I'm glad I played it because I think this is strong. I see why you're so hype about it. And there's literally not a single set 5 card in here. That's the craziest part. And honestly, I think Order 66 would be so good against those like Anakin style decks. Or I could have thrown it in against Han 2. That would have been crazy. So this is interesting. Very interesting. You got some anti-force tech in here. You got some anti-Vader tech. I think pinging is so important against force. Pinging. Bounties feel good. Disabling Fang feels great. Like, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. And I'm excited to try it more. I'll try it more off stream and see if I'll let you know if I change anything about it. But yeah, man, this is a new list added to my repertoire of lists that I'm interested in. So very exciting stuff. Now, just to recap, we talked about the meta here, and we talked about the things that you need to be able to beat. We just proved we could beat Sabine ECL. We can beat Pawn 2 Blue. We beat Blue-Green Villain twice. They just immediately forfeit because they know how good our deck is against them. So I think that's a good sign. No, but really, I would like to get some reps into Blue-Green Villain. And yeah, as we saw with Talzin, this note here, the Force, like, do they struggle with space? They do, man. They do. Like, we just ran a bunch of space units against Talzin and ended up winning that best of 3. Which was crazy. We just had too many space units for them to deal with. It's very 50-50 on space and ground, and I really like that about a deck. Very, very cool. So, yeah, that's what we talked about. The meta, the archetypes, and my beautiful graphic. You guys can actually... You could buy this. You just have to, become a member, subscribe to my Patreon, and I'll send you out this graphic. Okay? Just kidding. I don't have a Patreon. And I don't have members yet because I don't have 500 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. Subscribe now so that way I can have members. So that way I can sell you guys this beautiful graphic to keep in your notes. But anyway, I'm exhausted. I'm about to go take a nap. Moving killed me today. But we still had a good stream. Appreciate you guys for joining. 3 hours is like a good mark for me, I feel like. So enjoy those Boss Data Vault games. Watch them as much as you want. See me dominate some people. And yeah, I enjoyed the meta talk, so you can go back and watch that when you need a little fresh reminder about the meta, right? Anyway, appreciate you guys for joining. You guys are the best. And I will see y'all in the next one. My schedule is going to come out next week. Now, next week, no, the week after that, pre-releases start. So I'm going to have to finagle my schedule around pre-releases coming up. But I'll release my schedule next week, tomorrow. I'll release my schedule tomorrow. And you guys will know when I'm streaming, okay? All you have to do is go to the community tab, picture of my thing. It might even pop up in your feed. I don't know. But